Hey guys, welcome back to today's YouTube video. So we'll be talking about the 510 guns inside Season 6 of CODM Mobile. To start out, we have some honorable mentions. These guns are pretty good, but they're not on the top 5 list. So the first one's going to be like HVK. The only thing that makes this gun good is a large caliber ammo. So basically, that's the first attachment. Second attachment using is granular grip tape. And I have laser tactical. I'm using full ammo just because the HVK runs out of bullets really quickly. You can trade this out for something like you can use Vulture instead, but I don't want to use Vulture, so I'm just using full ammo. And finally, I have 1 CODM integrated suppressor. This is silence. It gives me 80s bullet spreads. Also helps with recoil control. This is the first honorable mention. Second honorable mention is a DLQ. I mean, I honestly wouldn't consider a sniper gun to be on the top 5 unless it's like the NA45 or something. But so this is a second honorable mention. What I'm using is MIP strike stock. Just because snipers got a bunch of nerfs, this will make up for everything that's lost, like the hip flinch, like the lung refresher, all that. Next, I'm using MIP Life for ADS time, FMJ for those wall bangs, laser tactical ADS time, and finally I have extended mag A. I mean, the sniper scope really reminds me of the OG DLQ red action. And the final honorable mention we have is the Phoenix. The reason this is not on top 5 list is there are other guns that could outgun this, but this gun is such a really good, such a strong, solid SMG. I recommend if you're a QXR or a PP19 player, you can still use this gun. This is a really good option for the QXR. Ever since it got nerfed, this gun is like fire rate's really good. The hip fire on this is really good. The only thing is that the magazine size is kind of small. So use extended mag A. I'm using monolithic suppressor. It boosts my range considering Phoenix doesn't have much range. Next, RDC steady stock ADS bullet spread hip flinch. I'm using YKM Rangers. This gives me hip fire bullet spread and also gives me moving ADS bullet spread. And finally, I have operator foregrip just for the recoil control. So starting off our top 5 list, the first gun we have, the 5th gun we actually have on here is a DRH. If you guys did not know, it's a 25 OTM mag and a 30 round OTM mag. But they got a buff in season, what's it called, season 6. They basically just increase the ADS time, which gives you better mobility. So first off, OWC Rangers. Next, laser tactical ADS bullet spread. Tactical foregrip A for ADS bullet spread 2. This gun is like really good at say mid to long range. It's not that good at close range because the ADS time is kind of bad. I just focus mainly on the ADS bullet spread considering DRH is not that good with the ADS bullet spread. Next, I have 25 OTM mag. If you have unlocked, use 30 round if you want, but I'm just sticking with 25. Finally, I have granular grip just for the ADS bullet spread. This gun's really good for playing passive, holding down angles, and yeah, this gun's not the best at close range, but it's still a free shell weapon. Try it out and rank for yourself. Number 4 is no other than the ASL. This gun's incredibly good ever since it came out. Never even got nerfed. This gun is really good for aggressive players. If you like to play at close range, mid range, this gun shreds. Basically, I have RTC steady stock just for the hit flinch and the ADS bullet spread. Next, I have MIP mid-range, whatever this barrel is called. Basically just increases my bullet speed, also increases my damage range overall. Next, I have laser tactical ADS bullet spread, ADS time, large extended mag B, and then finally a granular grip tip. This build is pretty good at close range. The ADS time on this is actually really good. So yeah, ASL is such a good weapon, such a strong weapon. Number 3 is going to be a Holger. This gun is so good. There's so many builds on this. You can turn this into an LMG build, assault rifle build, an SMG build. So basically this gun is really good if you're a sweaty player in ranked or just trying to go for some nukes and have fun. This gun will be absolutely perfect. First up, the classic red dot. You can switch it out for any red dot you want. Some people like the red dot 1, but I think the classic red dot's the best. Next, we have model suppressor, 25% range, silence. Next, I'm using silent hand just to get that, what's it called, reload speed, because I'm not using double stack mag. You can use it if you want. If you use a double stack mag, it's basically being doing an SMG build, but I'm sticking with the LMG build, so I'm using what's it called, sleight of hand. Also, these attachments are like LMG attachments, not really SMG attachments. Next, I have OWC laser tactical, ADS time, ADS bullet spread, granular grip tape just for ADS bullet spread. This is kind of like more of an LMG build, I'll say than an AR build, but you can switch out some attachments and create your own build that fits your own playstyle. Number 2 we have is a new MX9 that just got released. This gun is absolutely phenomenal with the large caliber ammo. It's really good. The fire rate is really good. This basically like the Peacekeeper. It's exactly similar like the Peacekeeper, but an SMG instead. The ADS time on this gun is really good. The recoil is pretty controllable, but if it's at long range, it kind of kicks a bit like the MNCS. First, I'm using built-in silence suppressor. If you don't want your gun suppressed, you can switch out for MIP like extended if you like. Next, I have the aim assist laser, which is basically just the laser tactical ADS bullet spread. Next, I'm using Tactical Foregrip A. This gives you vertical recoil and horizontal recoil control. To make up for the lost ADS time, I'm using the Firm Grip Tape, gives me ADS up and hit flinch. Number 1 will be no other than the AK-178. Considering that this gun got a major buff in Season 6, it's got a, ADS full spread buff, magazine reload buff, and also a hipfire buff. First, I'm using YCAM integrated suppressor, and silence also provides me ADS bullet spread too. Next, I'm using full ammo. This is really good if you're trying to go for nukes or score streak, considering that AK-178 runs out bullets pretty quickly with its high fire rate. Next, laser tactical always. The 48 extended mag actually got buffed, so I'm using it. Back then I would use 40 round, but since the 48 and the 40 round both got buffed, I'm using 48. And finally, I have granite grip tape just for ADS bullets. This gun is really good at mid-range. I mean, the ADS time on this gun is not that good, but still is really good. So, definitely will try out this build in rank. If you guys enjoyed the top 5 list, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Road to 100 subscribers. And yeah, peace out, everyone.